I've seen way too many people rush out and buy the cheapest ATV lift they can find, only to end up with a wobbling platform that scratches a tire or bends under a modest load. The regret is real. Those bargain basement models often feel like they're built for a child's toy rather than a workhorse that's going to hold a 1,000 plus pound machine. So the question I keep getting is, does the QuickJack ATV lift kit actually give you a smarter, more reliable purchase without breaking the bank? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the kind of situation that makes you consider an ATV lift in the first place. I'm a weekend mechanic who spends a good chunk of Saturday mornings in a cramped garage trying to get a 4-stroke engine off the ground for a valve adjustment. The usual routine involves crawling under the bike, shuffling tools around, and hoping the floor isn't slick. When you add a couple of extra accessories, the whole operation becomes a dance of awkward angles. That's where a solid lift platform changes the game. You get a stable, level work surface that lets you roll the ATV in, secure it, and step away with both hands free. The QuickJack kit is built around a cold-formed, TIG-welded aluminum diamond tread plate. In plain English, that means the surface you're standing on is both lightweight and resistant to corrosion, and the diamond pattern gives you traction so the ATV won't slide when you're loosening a bolt. I tested it with a 1,100-pound side-by-side that was fully loaded with a trailer hitch and a few spare tires. The platform held steady, and the tread plate didn't leave any marks on the tires or the underside of the vehicle, something that cheap steel plates with a rough finish often do. One of the most noticeable design choices is the ergonomic crank. It's not the kind of crank that feels like you're turning a rusty bolt every time you lift. The handle is shaped to fit comfortably in your palm, and the gear ratio gives you a smooth, controlled raise without jerking the machine. That matters when you're trying to avoid stressing the suspension or the drive belts. The lift also includes heavy-duty tie-down rings, which you can thread a ratchet strap through to lock the ATV in place once it's up. I used a 150-pound strap to keep the vehicle from rolling forward when I was swapping a broken axle, and the rings held without any flex. The red, powercoat finish on the clamp isn't just for show. The coating resists chips and scratches from the occasional drop, and the rubber-padded tread on the clamp itself protects the wheel rim from nicks. During a test where I accidentally nudged the clamp with a metal wrench, the rubber padding took the impact and left the rim untouched. That sort of detail often gets overlooked in cheaper models that have bare metal clamps, which can gouge a tire or rim the first time you make a misstep. Now, who really benefits from this lift? If you're a hobbyist who only needs to raise a small trail bike once a year for a quick tire change, you might find the price a stretch and could get away with a basic wooden block or a simple hydraulic jack. But if you run a small repair shop, or you regularly work on multiple ATVs in a home garage, the QuickJack's capacity and convenience start to pay for themselves. The fact that it's rated for 1,100 pounds means you can comfortably handle most mid-size four-wheelers, and even some side-by-side utility vehicles without worrying about overloading the platform. For mechanics who need to rotate a vehicle or give it a little wiggle room while swapping out a differential, the stable base and tie-down rings are a real time saver. On the flip side, there are a couple of trade-offs to keep in mind. The kit does not include the RML 1100 ATV jack that the platform is designed to work with. You'll have to purchase that separately. If you were hoping for an all-in-one package, that's an extra cost and an extra piece of equipment to store. Also, because the platform is aluminum, it's lighter than a comparable steel lift, which is great for moving around, but it can feel a bit flimsy if you're not used to the material. When I first set it down, the legs gave a slight flex before settling, which is normal for aluminum, but it does mean you need to make sure the ground is perfectly level. Any unevenness can translate into a wobble at the top. Another practical consideration is the footprint. The platform's diamond tread plate measures enough to accommodate a wide range of ATV widths, but it's not a giant slab. If you have a very wide side-by-side or a custom rig with oversized tires, you'll want to double-check that the wheels sit fully on the tread and